If you're ready to take back control of your health, you're in the right place. Welcome to Awaken Wellness with me, Tanya Candy, registered nurse and health coach. Now, I'm not your typical nurse. I consider myself divorced from traditional healthcare. I broke free of the sick care system in 2019 when I realized that the root cause to my sickness, my autoimmune disease, and my chronic pain was me. If you're ready for truth, for clarity, for honesty in a tough, love, compassionate way, I'm the coach for you. Join me while we dig into our root causes of sickness and disease. All right. Hello. Sorry, I am a little bit late as usual. It is Nurse Tanya here with Awaken Wellness. Let's see if I can get centered a little bit. Sorry, it's like a really close up here, right? So we are live. We are on Facebook. We're live on Instagram, I think. Let me check. And not YouTube. I have recently created a new YouTube account, but I don't have it linked to StreamYard yet. So if you're new here, it is true. I guess I was controversial enough. I got myself booted off of YouTube. It was my own personal, just telling my story about treating my spots with a Native American ointment or street name Black Salve that got me booted off of YouTube. They did not appreciate that knowledge. So what we are going to be talking about today is going to be weight loss. Now, in the past, this has totally not been my favorite subject because it's, of course, personal for me and has always been a pain point for me. I have really tried to take a stance that I didn't necessarily want my business to be all about weight loss. I didn't want my thoughts, my trajectory, and all of that to really be weight loss focused or weight loss orientated. But we just can't get away from it. Like everybody that is on their mind, it's on their heart. It's something that concerns everyone. And we know that a body that is holding on to weight is not healthy. That extra weight, it's not a good thing. It's not a healthy thing. So we do need to talk about it. And I am really trying to be humble and share my experience and share my thoughts, share my journeys. I'm that person who, over a lifetime, has lost and gained the same 20 or 30 pounds multiple times. And now that I'm here in my 50s, it's just really become resistant, right? If you're a Gen Xer, if you're where I'm at, every decade this battle gets a little bit more difficult. But for some reason, we're seeing younger people struggling with the battles that we're struggling with. We're seeing younger people that are having metabolic issues where it didn't used to be that way, right? It's not just an aging thing anymore. We're seeing at all ages. Now, there are still those people out there who are just nice and slim and athletic, and whether they're genetically gifted or whether they really have to work hard on this, like who knows, right? We don't know. Myself, it's always, food is always a struggle. You're finding peace, finding happiness with your body composition is always a struggle. For the most part, my goal is to have the energy to do what I want, to have a physical shell that will keep up with my energy and what I want. So how about you? Let's see some comments. what are your goals? When you think of your health as your wealth, what is your goal? What comes up as your pain point? Is weight one of those things? Is that your main pain point? Is fatigue your main pain point? They're definitely tied in. They go hand in hand. Now, if you follow me, if you're here on either of my social media pages, you have seen in the last 6 months or 6 weeks, it's only been about 6 weeks, that I have really taken a different perspective on GLP-1s. So that is what I really want to talk about in the here and now. I want to do some education. I want to explain my thoughts, how I've evolved to this perspective. One, a lot of it has to do with education, and we can get ourselves educated different ways from different perspectives. And it's a lot of times, in a sense, we're always, whether it's you're looking for advice on buying new cupboards or remodeling your house or buying a new car, you tend to go around getting information and education in a sense until you hear what you want to hear, right? Until you find someone who is saying what you want to hear. So, in a way, that's definitely where I've landed in this GLP-1. I heard a lot of people in the fear mongering, in the scare, a lot of my peers in the health and wellness space, the natural, the holistic, they're over there. They're like, are you crazy? What are you doing promoting GLP-1 pharmaceuticals, right? So like I was there. Not that I wasn't ever open-minded to those, I just didn't have access. It just wasn't something in my wheelhouse. I didn't have access. I'm not a prescriber. So, of course, I'm like, well, no, I don't have this, but I have natural berberine. I have natural green tea. I have fiber. I have yerba mate. That is what I had to offer myself, to offer my clients, because I wasn't going to go to a medical provider looking for these things. Now, like I heard the bad things too, all the side effects and this and that and the other thing. Well, I've really adapted my thinking. I've listened to other studies, my peers who are in the functional, crossover, integrative space, who have been using peptides before everybody was talking about peptides and getting great results with themselves, with their clients. So I had to start rethinking this, right? And then my thinking landed me on the place that what is the controlled opposition here? Like, why are some people fighting it so hard? Because a peptide is a signaling molecule, right? It's technically not a drug, for one thing. And then I've had a lot of people say, well, isn't it synthetic? And yes, absolutely. Technically, it is. So is most of your either medical grade or even your cheap vitamins, your supplements. Like my medical grade supplements, your D3, that is absolutely synthetic, right? Your B complex, those Bs, they are synthetic. They are produced in a lab. They didn't get in that bottle by accident. So it's really, it's easy to get in a hypocritical place when you're like, well, this peptide, it came from a pharmacy. It's got a big pharma. And yeah, I'm definitely not pro big pharma by any means, but we have to keep these things in check. We have to keep these things in balance. And we can walk in a place where we use tools to our benefit and on our terms. So that's where I'm at with this GLP-1. And now I'm going to really get absolutely honest with everybody here. I started with the GLP-1 slash or just with the GLP-1, which with the B12. That's where I started. I am on, I think, 5 weeks now of these injections. And as a nurse, the injections, I mean, absolutely don't bother me. I can draw my own blood. I can start an IV on myself. I just need an extra set of hands to get all these things done. So that is really manageable for the average person. And it's surprising how many people really have no problem doing that tiny. It's really less than a bee stinger. It's just tiny. So anyway, now what I'm finding in research wise, when I say research, I mean talking to people. I don't mean studies that somebody put money into. My research is client testimonies, per people's personal stories. That's the kind of research I'm interested in. Not like not research like you think, like the articles and the studies and who paid for it and who's benefiting from it. And all those things are so skewed. I don't care what PubMed you use. Those things you all need to take with a grain of salt. There's all motivation behind them. So research for me, when we research like what kind of side effects are people getting from GLP-1 therapy, absolutely there can be some side effects. What I found personally is that I can no longer bullshit my body, right? So I think if you are getting side effects, if you've been on a GLP-1, if you've tried it, or if you're one of those people that is getting weird side effects, one, your dose is probably way too high. But two, there was root causes going on there that you were not aware of, or that you were able to mask or hide, or there was two other much noise going on in your body that you didn't realize what it was. So a thing that I have had my whole adult life is heartburn and esophageal reflux. Now, the past 5 weeks being on this GLP-1, that has definitely been intensified. So I have got to go back to my food allergy list, my IgA, IgG food allergy list. And before I started the shot, I could get away with eating stuff on that list that I shouldn't be eating, but I didn't really feel it in my body, right? That it was being hidden. Those things were not there. I have got IgA reactions to pepper, cayenne pepper, to turmeric, to black pepper. So I, trying to eat more protein, have been eating things like beef sticks, right? They all have pepper of some sort. I have been, and nitrates, my body doesn't like nitrates. So trying to up my protein, eating things like that, the heartburn just comes. So I probably could have gotten away with that and not had really obvious symptoms before taking the shot. Another one is dairy. So I have a major IgA issue with dairy and IgG as well. So my testing tells me I can do goat cheese or that kind of thing, but not cow or buffalo. I don't know who drinks buffalo milk, but that's on the test. Now, with this GLP-1, if I think I'm going to just, whatever, have some dairy in my food, I'm going to get reflux and I'm going to be burpy and I'm going to be belchy. So that problem was always there. I do have the luxury of knowing that, but I think a lot of people with these nasty symptoms, they don't know what I know. And there's something in the background. And then once this pathway is activated, once you have enhanced that GLP-1 activation in your body's like, no, no, I'm not putting up with this, right? It does slow down that gastric response. So maybe that's why. I'm not sure why, but it is legitimate. So hear me say, if you have tried GLP-1s and you had yucky digestion, things that you couldn't tolerate, come and talk to me. Let's do some testing. Let's do a stool test and see what your pancreatic output is. That's super important because, yes, all of that stuff is going to slow down when you're taking a GLP-1. So you're going to feel better on a digestive enzyme. You might feel better on a probiotic. In fact, I use Designs for Health, and they have a really nice protocol put together with their supplements to help support people taking GLP-1s to mitigate some of those digestive issues. I, number one, still would like to know what you're allergic to. Like, there is a reason for these things, but things that can be really helpful to just help so your digestion is better. So it didn't matter with or without that GLP-1, there was still a problem there. We can be really deficient in nutrients because we literally are not breaking our food down. You have to have the digestive enzymes. You have to have the microbes. Like, if you can eat healthy, organic all day, but if you don't have that compost pile breaking those down, the nutrients don't just accidentally fall out of your food. Your body has to break them down. It has to digest them. So no matter what you're doing, using a weight loss enhancement system or not, it's really important to know if you're even digesting anything or if everything's going down the toilet. So some things that we use are like Pancreatic Enzyme Plus, a probiospore. So that's a probiotic that helps to balance gut microbes and your short chain fatty acids. We, if someone is struggling with nausea, we have a product for that. And even Designs for Health, I'm so proud of them. They mention a binder. I think that's super important. Like, when you start to lose fat, when you start to go on a weight loss journey, that's where your body stores the majority of the toxins, is in that fat, in that cellulite. So if you are losing weight, if you're on this journey and a few weeks into it, you just lose your energy, like you felt great at the first couple of weeks, and then you just really kind of lost your energy. A lot of that, everybody's going to blame it on muscle wasting. And I mean, if you're not eating your protein and you're not getting some movement, yeah, you could be getting catabolic. That's possible. We don't want that. We don't want you to get catabolic. Your mitochondria gets in a dangerous spot. We want to keep you in a state of anabolic health, right? And so it's great to take a binder when you're losing fat, because you've got a storm of toxins loosing when your body is letting go of that fat. And if you had the cellulite, if you had the fat, your body obviously was not processing it well in the first place. So we do a little binder and it helps. We do some fulvic, some humic, products like BCATP that just help keep your mitochondrial function up, help you feel good. It might help to support your thyroid with a supplement with some iodine in it, with some selenium in it to help keep your metabolism up. Product that I love for that is Cellcore's Metabolic Activator. It's just a little liquid drop, and it is such a good product just to keep that metabolic process really supported. Meg citrate can be amazing. We all could use more magnesium, so a little meg citrate, take that before bed, helps your sleep, and it helps keep that bowel going, helps keep that motility going. All sorts of things that we can do to help you feel good on this journey, no matter what that journey looks like. We've got some other great support products in the store. These are really neat. Let me find the camera. This GLP-1 active patch. This is a great little tool. It has got, you just put a patch on, it's transdermal. It has got berberine extract, cinnamon extract, vitamin B complex. So it's got thiamine, it's got B1, B2, B3. And so it's got folate, it's got that overall support for your energy, for your ATP cycle. So this is an awesome product that if you're just wanting a little help, we keep these, they're super affordable. It's $18. This is a month's supply. These patches have been really popular for us. We people are loving those. So we keep getting a few new varieties in. We started with a few, and that has really been growing for us. So I love this little appetite suppressant. It's great. That berberine helps the hormone pathways. You could absolutely, if you are plateauing on your GLP-1 injection, you could add this. They're going to work differently. They're going to work, this one's going to work in your liver a little bit more. They would complement each other very well. We also have, like, this is a berberine complex, and it's got quite a few things that are natural GLP-1 enhancers. It's got the milk thistle, Ceylon cinnamon, turmeric, bitter melon, and berberine. All of those things are natural GLP-1 pathway enhancers. This, I think, is a great product. I am staying away from it because the turmeric is on my list of things to avoid. But that is great. We also have got help for people coming off of GLP-1s for whatever reason. We've got supplements to kind of help them in that transition when they're kind of coming off and they're worried about weight gain. So that we've just got something for everyone. We've got something that can help most anyone. So let me just pause for a minute and look at some of the comments. I've got some comments over on Instagram. Hey, Miss Finley, what GLP-1 am I doing? My husband's trying it a second time. Okay, so I think I got a lot of those questions answered. Thank you for being here over on Instagram. I think I got a lot of those questions answered while I was talking. I talked about where I started. I did start on the GLP-1 with B12. So that I use LEMD. I'm an affiliate with them. It is a great, rapidly growing company. I feel like I was too quick, I was too click happy, and frankly, I was being cheap. I really regret picking that product because not because of anything else. It's like if you're like talking about, I don't know, maybe cars, it's like the Ford Pinto, and the GLP-1/GIP is like the Cadillac. I don't know if that's a very good version, but the GLP/GIP is the generic trizepatide, or Wegovy, I believe would be the brand name. And I'm switching to that this month. It's on sale. We have 7 days left to get in on that. I didn't do that one in the first place because I was just kind of being cheap and I was being a little click happy, and it really backfired on me. So now I'm going to have to spend more money, and I'm going to get the other one. Why? This is my why. This is my story. This is about me. You maybe find yourself here, or you learn from my mistake. Why I'm switching is, one, because the GIP is needed. I need that. One, I would like to lose about 30 pounds. My BMI right now is like 31, I think. 31, 32. I'm only 5'2", and I need to lose quite a bit of weight. And then my main reason for choosing the one with the combination, that GIP, is because of the pancreas properties, right? I had over my lifetime, like last year, I wore a continuous blood sugar monitor for a while, and I tend to get low blood sugar. And not that I not that I really noticed that on just the GLP-1, which would be the generic Ozempic, or the semaglutide would be the generic name of that. Um, I haven't like felt like my insulin is bottoming out, and I have made some progress, weight loss, especially like that first week. You just really lose that inflammation, and I can feel my body composition and the inches. It feels better, but I'm not losing like I'd like to, and I just really need that help with my pancreas again. I know from my past, this is my story, through functional testing and stool testing, I know that my pancreas does not put out digestive enzymes like it should, right? That was before I ever decided to try a GLP-1. That was an existing issue that I had. So that too I should have been smart enough um, to go for the combination. That is it helps your pancreas put out the insulin. So I did get on Chat GPT, and I can read off like some of those if you want some education about that. Let me tell you a little bit about what that GIP, what that means. It stands for glucose dependent insulin-trophic polypeptide. So a natural occurring gut hormone. It is a inscretin, I think that's how you say that, and it's produced by K cells. So in the upper small intestine, right? It does help to I'll just read this off. It stimulates the insulin release. So when your glucose is high, your body's going to release insulin, and this GIP works in that place. It does inhibit gastric acid secretion. It slows down gastric emptying and helps you feel full. It may stimulate fat storage. So that is well, let me just keep reading it. It interacts with the GIP receptor, which is expressed in the pancreatic beta cells, adipose tissue or fat metabolism, and the brain for your appetite and your satiety regulation. Let's see, what else? Your body naturally makes it. It's rapidly broken down by the DPP4 enzymes. So the synthetic or analog version is going to break down slower. It's going to make it a little bit longer lasting in your body. The peptide is like, again, it enhances that insulin secretion, it improves fat loss and your metabolic flexibility. So when you pair the two together, you get both of those receptors working. It's going to boost that insulin sensitivity, suppress appetite, reduce visceral fat and body fat, help improve insulin sensitivity, reduce inflammation. It can definitely help your cardiac markers as well. So there is some myth busting, myth versus fact here. Historically, it was thought that the GIP would promote fat storage, but recently science is showing that it is actually getting your body to burn that brown fat and produces that fat burning activation. It does support lean muscle mass and muscle retention. It also reduces lipotoxicity. So those are some things that have come about more recently. Again, me personally, knowing that I have blood tested in the past over the couple years, and sometimes when I test, my insulin is actually low. So I could use some help with that insulin production when your blood sugar is high. I need my insulin to meet it. I need my insulin to come up. Potential side effects would be the GI upset, nausea, headache, fatigue. In rare populations, some pancreas issues. Again, because there was already something not working right in the body, right? Let's see. Look for comments again here. Oh, thanks for being here on Instagram. I love that. The last few times I've went live, Instagram, I couldn't get it to work. So, all right, comments on Instagram. It looks like I kind of got them answered as I rambled on. Does anyone else have any questions? The GIP GLP combination is on sale. There's only 7 days left. What we do, I am an affiliate with LEMD. They do all this prescribing. You have a patient portal. You have access to your provider through that. If you want to work with me extra or on the side with functional testing, with anything, I am here for that. I am still like your health coach. We just go to LEMD for this prescribing part of it. They are going to ship 3 months worth at a time. So right now, the deal to the end of the month is you're going to save $70 a month. So that's 70 times 3. You're going to lock that in. And you can either pay by the month, you can use HSA, you can use HSA's health savings, or FSA, whatever that stands for, or you can just use EliPay, which is like their payment type program. However you want to do that, they're going to ship you those 3 months. Even if you're making monthly payments, they're still going to ship that bulk. So you have 3 months worth. You are going to start at a lower dose, and each month, so you're going to do a low dose for that first month. The second month is going to increase a little bit. The next month is going to increase a little bit more. Now, if you are, if your BMI is over 30, and if you have other health comorbidities, like especially cardiovascular or anything like that, you will qualify for the weight loss dose. So when you go on their website, you're going to go under weight loss dose. Now, you are going to pick what you want. That you're not getting on the phone with a doctor who is going to figure this out for you. You're going to have to go in as an informed consumer, and you are going to pick what you want. And that is true for their longevity products as well as the weight loss products. So that's why I'm telling you my story about picking the wrong one. That's what happened. It was all me. I chose, and I feel like I chose poorly. I was being cheap. I should have just chose the combination. Again, it wasn't on sale like it is for you right now. You get to save a little money, and I get to spend a little more money because I'm going to switch. I'm going to switch over to the combination, the GIP combination, like today. I plan on doing that today. So, you're going to choose. Then there is a little health assessment. There's a BMI calculator. Again, your BMI to qualify for that weight loss dose needs to be over 30. The comorbidities are important. Making sure you tell them all the medications that you're on, all of the supplements that you're on. That is important. You're going to fill out that assessment. You are going to need to have seen a doctor in the last 3 years. You're going to need to have labs done in the last 3 years. Now, you don't have to upload those results. They're going to take your word for it that you're responsible, that you're under a doctor's care. And that's just the weight loss, right? And then you're going to technically apply for the one that you're picking. You will get a notification usually within 24 hours if you are approved and if it is going to be shipping out. If they need more information or if your state requires a phone call or a consultation, they're licensed in 50 states. So each state is a little bit different, right? So it doesn't matter where you at, they're licensed in every state, and then they will follow the state rules and the state regulations. I know I have a friend who is in Missouri, and in Missouri that they gave her a phone call and they did a little consultation. So in Montana, that's not required. So that is going to depend on your state, how that is handled. Other fun things are like what else am I trying? Like I want to try it all, right? I'm trying the NAD. That is weekly. We're doing the injection. They have it up here. You can have a nasal spray, but I don't like anything sprayed up my nose. I'd take the tiny little poke over the nasal spray anytime. The NAD is really cool. It really helps mitochondrial health. It helps brain function. It helps energy. Now, I will say that NAD, like my first dose, I guessed it was going to make me feel a little funky for a couple hours because I used to do that IV. I used to give it IV. I had an affiliation when I was doing IV stuff, and we knew to do NAD IV, it's a much bigger dose, but it would take 4 hours to go in, and people felt terrible during it, just terrible. They were nauseous. They had headaches. We had standing orders so we could give Benadryl and Toradol during the infusion. That's how yucky it felt. So I definitely expected that injection to have a little weirdness going on with it. And it did. It was really mild, kind of a head rush kind of feeling, and it only lasted a couple hours. It was way I expected it to be worse. I really did, just because of that experience with the IV NAD. But it was really, it was not bad at all. So that's weekly. You do that one weekly. I'm also doing the BCP 157/TB500. Now that is a healing peptide. That is a remarkable for soft tissue injury, soft tissue healing. So like if you've got shoulder tears or a bad knee or, any injury like that, those are amazing for that. My hope was for my esophagus and the stomach lining. It helps those that tissue regeneration as well. So that one, I'm doing the injectable as well. We do have that in oral, and that you do 3 days a week and 4 days off, and you do a cycle of 2 months. So that, interestingly enough, when I started that, I kind of forgot that I had a history of neck injury. I had some herniated discs in my neck and in my back. That's kind of what first started me on my health journey, was this chronic pain. And the first few doses of that Wolverine stack, they call it, I could really honestly feel in my neck. It was a weird feeling, like a like stronger, like my neck just felt stronger. I really forgot about even having the injury, but like my head just feels lighter. It's weird. And almost have a little like muscle, like my muscles just are, I don't know, they just feel musclier. They just feel stronger. So that has been an interesting experience. Now I'm still hoping for the esophageal lining healing, but your body prioritizes. We don't get to choose, right? Your body picks what it's going to heal first. So that has been really great. Other ones that I want to try, or I plan on trying, I like to try the Simorelin. That one really helps hormone balance. So that's on my list. I like to try the glutathione for sure. That's on my list. When we were doing IVs, I did do IV glutathione. as well. And we know that glutathione is amazing. It is not very bioavailable, so your oral forms of it they're just not the best. We know your body can make it, you can stimulate it, and but the combination of that NAD and that glutathione are really biohacking. Like they're really ultimately getting into that biohacking. They're amazing. All right, I better check for comments again. All right. I don't see any new comments. So yeah, my list of things, I want to try everything. I am just so excited to have access to these prescription peptides and to be able to talk about them and refer clients over to LAMD. I'm also really, if you're still here, I'm really excited about the business opportunity with LAMD. I've got affiliates with so many different companies. I've tried multi-level marketing. I've tried so many things. I like most of us have, right? And I think most of them have really good products. They have really good products, but the pay has always really sucked, right? As a business owner, as a wannabe, I'm absolutely not an influencer. I'm a wannabe influencer, but we all have these affiliate links where we might get a little like 10% kickback for talking about products or this or that or the other thing. If you go on my website, I've got a whole list of affiliate products that I have, stuff that I absolutely like and I recommend a lot. So sure, sign up to be an affiliate, right? That's how it works. Well, with LAMD, this has really, really exceeded my expectations. Like they set the bar really high in how they treat me or you if you want to work with them. Their business model. They treat their affiliates way better than any company I have ever been involved with. One, the really cool thing is they're only a year old. So like when I think of multi-level marketing companies, what comes to my mind is like Shaklee vitamins or Young Living oils. So like if you could imagine being in year one with one of those companies, like that's a big deal. And then their affiliate commissions are like, so if you are and you don't have to be medical, they have got all that covered. It doesn't matter who you are or what you do, you can be an affiliate. You just have to believe in the product and have friends to tell about it. That's the only requirement. So me as a health coach, as a somebody in this space, it really is a good fit for me. It just pairs well. And like I've said before, even if I am one of the 20% of people who don't end up losing weight on GLP-1s, that is not going to skew how I feel about it, because you could be successful where I'm not, because I'm not a cookie cutter person. Most people aren't. So I'm not going to rely on my story, because the majority people do very well and really have success. Their inflammation goes down, their autoimmune diseases go into remission, their triglycerides come down, their cholesterol comes down, like just amazing things happen. Right? So back to this affiliate. Now, their affiliate, you can just be a straight line affiliate, like a straight line, meaning per sale, you're going to earn anywhere between 20 and 40%. If you're like really getting out there, if you're really hustling, you have a lot of customers, you're going to max out at 40%. If you're just one sale, that's it, you're going to get commission on that sale. They go by volume, so not the actual cost, because of the whole prescription thing. You can't do kickbacks on prescriptions. That's illegal. So they're giving commission off of like the advertising budget, right? So instead of paying Google sponsored ads or Facebook sponsored ads, they are giving me that advertising budget for telling you about the product. And that's a minimum of 20%. So that is really good. If you have messed with any of this affiliate stuff before, like I signed up for Make Wellness, which is a plant-based peptide company. Sounds like a great deal, right? Like all of my friends were doing it, some of my mentors were doing it, and they're up here at the top. They got, and I would still be in early with that company. They're way up here. These plant peptides, it sounds great, and I think, people get good results for them. I tried it. I did not. I gained weight on it. I had a couple other people that tried it. They did not. They gained weight on it. And you had to take 3 to 4 products multiple times a day. And it was just as expensive as these injectable GLP-1s. And from the business model, I didn't make shit on that, right? Like from the business model, I had to sell my customer to try to buy almost $400 worth of these products that they had to take multiple times a day. And like I made $50 or something. And once it just was really not a incentivized business model. And I know I have a lot of people, not a lot of my peers, a lot who are doing that, and the people at the top of the company, like they're all, I'm cashing checks, I'm making money, and I'm like, yeah, that's right, you are, because I signed up under you and because they signed up under you. So like that kind of thing, I'm just not up for. I'm just over. Now with LEMD, you can do the sign up people under you, which I'm absolutely all for doing. I'm like building, because with this company, in my first month, they have bonus tiers. I made, I don't know how many bonuses, maybe 4 or 5, but I legitimately, cash in my hand, made $1,000. I think it was over $1,000 in that month, just in those bonus tiers. Not, and then the commission was on top of it. So that's the first time I've ever gotten real incentivized from one of these companies to like really believe, to get out, to share, to build. And then building people underneath of you. Then for me, this is like gonna be my retirement plan. As a self-employed practitioner, I have never set aside a retirement plan. So that is this like side gig hub inside my business that is going to be my retirement. And like I said, it's amazing. Like the actual income, the revenue is real. I'll say it again. I've tried LifeVantage, which is an awesome product, but they want you to build and build and build and try to sell these, $1,500 product packages, and that's about the only time you really get paid. And then after that, if you have customers and they have customers and they have customers, you might make like 4% on some commission. It just is really tough. It's really tough. Any other multi-level stuff that I have tried, it's not that I didn't believe in the product by any means. It's just the business model is, you can't do that when you're running a real business. Like you can't not do that kind of hustle to try to make a couple bucks when you're running a real business. It is just not just doesn't work. It just doesn't work. So checking comments again. Oh, Miss Finley, you're doing IV glutathione. That is awesome. You should totally check out. I mean, if you're doing IVs and you need the whole works, and you can afford it and all that, that's great. Keep doing it. But if you are interested in just the injectable, being able to do it yourself, and not doing the whole IV fluid, the whole everything else, you would love our IV or injectable glutathione. Sorry, my air conditioner, I better just turn it back off for now. So that is a little bit about the business. I definitely am impressed with LEMD and my of course you call it upline, my supervisor, all of that. I have never been supported like I am supported with LEMD. They are, I never ever have to be the expert, and especially new here. I'm a nurse. I feel pretty confident in most of this stuff, but I never ever have to be the expert. So again, it doesn't, we have so many, my director above me, advanced director, she is a nurse practitioner and she does LEMD on the side. And so there are a ton, even doctors like I've got on board on my team. I've got some functional doctors. There's a lot of doctors who are signing up because they don't have access to the pharmacies to do these compounding peptides. Like LEMD really has this niched in. They have it niched in. They've got the market captured. So even doctors who can prescribe are teaming up with LEMD and letting them do the prescribing because one, they're in 50 states. Two, they've already done all the lawyer work. They've done all the liability. Their prescribers are experts functionally trained in these GLP-1 and peptides. So then, like I say, it's just a relief for people who feel the weight of writing prescriptions and they want to do it right and they want to do it correctly. And who's got the time to study all this? And then especially the people who are working virtually and their licensure handicaps them. So LEMD already being in 50 states gives them all this freedom. Again, I want to encourage you. You don't have to be in the medical field to do this. We have the experts. All you have to do is get them on the phone with your customer and you let them answer the questions. You never have to feel like you're out of the scope of practice. We were just having a conversation with one of my, I don't know what you call them. They're not really teammates. They're not really coworkers, but somebody who's in functional nutrition, kind of similar to what I am. And that was her main concern is how is this not out of my scope of practice? Like, how this doesn't feel right. I don't do prescriptions. How is this not out of my scope of practice? Well, the easy answer to that is because we're not prescribing. So like as a nurse, I can't prescribe. That's out of my scope of practice. But if I have a client who's interested in weight loss, I can say, hey, let's give this LEMD a try. Pull it up, see if it's a good fit for you. The same with a muscle tester, a functional nutritionist. And a lot of them, they have different opinions, and they don't have to be using the peptides, but if their clients want them, they want them. And interesting story, I'm not going to name names, but somebody that I consider as a mentor and is really deep and high up on the marketing scheme with these plant peptides that I mentioned earlier, I reached out to her. I'm like, hey, let's do LEMD. And her answer was, well, technically I'm a drugless practitioner, so, I don't do that. But then she said, but I signed up already because that's what my customers want. That's what my clients want. And I might as well be ready to give them what they want. So publicly, she's never going to promote LEMD. She's not trying to make a retirement fund like I am with LEMD because she's doing Make Wellness Peptides and she already got all of us signed up to do her work for her underneath of her, right? So she doesn't need it, but she definitely recognizes that that's what you want. That's what the customers want. And we don't want to turn them away. We want to make our clients happy. We want to be able to meet their needs. So, whether whether you're just there for that affiliate so they don't end up somewhere else. And that's what she said. If I don't have it, they're going to go somewhere else. And no truer statement has ever been made. I have been cold market reaching out to my peers, the practitioners, because it's so true. If we don't have it, if they don't have it, their clients will find somebody else who does. And we want to protect them because there's a lot of crappy products out there right now. You'll see it all over Facebook. Everybody is hawking peptides. Everybody is talking about peptides. So there's is it his and hers or him and them, or I don't know, something. And these other companies, they're not using a board accredited pharmacy. They're not third party filtering. They are, more than likely research grade. They are wanting to charge you a prescription fee just to come in and have access, and then your stuff is extra. LAMD is so upfront. There's no hidden doctor fees, there's no hidden shipping fees. They are accredited. They are just a legitimate company. So we're going to see more and more of these fly by the seat of your pants. Those companies that are running paid Facebook ads, paid Google ads, those kind of things, they're not my jam. One, I don't trust them. And they're paying Google ads, right? What I love about LAMD is they're paying me to promote. So I love that. I absolutely love that. Let's see. I think Shalem's got a question again over on Instagram here. Let me see if I can see it. So you can order those GLP-1 patches on my website. Just go on my website, awakenwellnessllc.com, and go to the store, and then probably search patch. I don't have them categorized the best. To support his injection. Oh, yeah. Yeah, you could. She says her husband is using Ozempic. So yeah, you could definitely support that with the GLP-1 patches. It's got that berberine, so it works on a different pathway. Yeah. Yep. Instagram is a little bit delayed, but thank you. I see that you saw my answer. So that is awesome. Yeah, we're having really good response with those patches. So those are my updates, my personal story, my testimony. Like I said before, if you are interested in getting in on this sale, you can direct message me or just go to my Facebook. I have tons of posts. Usually the link to shop is in the comments because the algorithm seems to like that best. If you're interested in knowing more, I'll keep posting that. I know it's kind of really cluttering up my Facebook feed right now. I'm going heavy at this for this 3 months, and then I'll kind of probably back off. I do have a group program that I'm launching the end of September, detox and parasite cleanse, kind of back to awakened wellness business. This whole LAMD thing took me by storm, and that's where I was putting all my extra energy and all my extra time. And this summer I had the time to do it, right? Most people are they're busy at the lake, they're doing summer stuff. So in the shop, our physical service, our consultations slow down in the summer. So it was perfect. I had the time to do it. But I need to get back to Awaken Wellness business. So be looking this fall. I'll be launching a really cool group program. It's a little bit new to me. We'll do a group program, and then we'll do a weekly Q&A, and it's going to be a ton of fun. It's going to be a really great price point. It's going to be a lot of cell core, a lot of detox, a lot of parasite cleanse, and the group part of it makes the price point really great because I can serve many instead of the one-to-one. It really helps me manage my time. It helps me serve more people. So I'm excited about that. Inside that group, sure, we'll probably talk about GLP-1s because everybody's always talking about weight. Everybody's always talking about weight loss, but we're going to focus on mitochondria. We're going to focus on getting your energy back. So that will be coming your way. What else? What else did I forget to say? Probably everything. Sale, I talked about that. I'll throw my link in the comments on this video when I get off of here. What else? Oh, invites. So if you want to know more about peptides, if you want to know more about LEMD, there's a good chance I'm going to be hitting you up in your comments anyway, but we have got every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday, we host informational webinars. They're listen only, so you don't have to be camera ready. We send out invites to all of our contacts. So the people who have signed up underneath me, they're sending out invites. I'm sending out invites, and we're just asking you to help us out. We love to pack these. We love to pack them. People feel at home when they're in a group, right? It's way less intimidating than a one-on-one conversation. All you have to do is get in the crowd and listen. And we'll have people telling their stories, their personal success stories, especially when on the peptides. A lot of the weight loss for sure. A lot of the people involved in LEMD, like my supervisor, they are professional athletes, so they use the microdosing and then they use the other peptides to build muscle. Like, they know how to biohack their bodies. It's amazing. So there's a lot of kind of performance enhancement type crowd there. They know their nutrition. They're really fun to hang out with. You'll enjoy hanging out with them. So you'll see on my Facebook post that about once a week, I'll post that invite. I might hit you up in the comments. I might cold message you and ask you if you want to know about peptides. But that invite is so nice. You just show up, you just listen in, you get a little bit deeper information, and then you decide, maybe I'll table that thought, or maybe you're just ready to go and join us on the peptide mission. So wherever you're at, thank you so much for listening. I appreciate all your likes, all your shares. I am just a wannabe influencer. So those algorithms, every comment, it just helps, and I appreciate you. I better check, see if Miss Finley had any other questions. No, I miss you, girl. Nice to see you here. And we will talk to you guys next week. Same place, same time, every Wednesday. I'm here for you.